Hello everybody, how the dickens are you? Today I'm going to talk about a fantastic conversation I had with the emissaries that answered something that I was never quite clear about why they never ever give me any concrete dates or happenings or whatever. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So I was asking how everything was going, and they said, there is a growing sense. I was asking up there and to the left, how are they? And they said, there is a growing sense of excitement. And they showed me kind of all of these beings of light coming to the edge and watching. Like loads of them coming and watching. Because they said, we're getting to, and these were their words, let me read them off. The last playoff. The end match of the tournament. And then they finished by saying the end game. Okay. That's where we are. And they said that they're all really, really excited and watching. But I was thinking, hang on a minute. Something's not tying up here. And I do call them out, I call out my doubts. There's no way around it. I've got to have this sorted out. So I said to them, hang on a minute. You told me that in your end, time doesn't exist. No time. Everything's happening at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever. I don't even understand what that means. No time. So I said, how is it that you can be watching the timeline run? How can that be? And they said that when they connect with our realm, then they are able to observe the real time as it's running when they connect. Obviously in their part there isn't any time, but when they connect to us, yes, they've got to lower the vibration, they've got to come as close as they can to us. They said it's like us standing next to somebody who's playing a video game, and so we can watch the video game. We're not in it, but we can watch it in real time as the game progresses. So I said to them, okay then, if you can watch it in real time, but time doesn't exist for you, can you not just skip forward and go and see what happens at the end? And they said, yes, we've already done that. Hence the fact that we came with the message of great hope. We can bring that message because we know what's at the end. We know what's at the end. So I said, okay then, right, so if you've been able to go forward and see the end, why can't you tell us what the next step is and the next step and the next step? Why all of this mystery? And they said, well, consider it like this. When you get a video game, everything is contained in that video game. Everything. So you've got a disc. If you've got a disc, you can get a download now. But if you've got a disc, everything is on that disc. Everything, every possibility. And so you do not know how that game's going to be played out. You don't know. But what you do know is how it ends. Because all video games end in the same way. There's always one final ending. Never changes. It can't be changed. However, how the game is played out, nobody knows. We can watch one person playing a video game, and it can be very different to another person. Somebody who's more skilled might get through better, but they're going to die. They're going to have to come back to life, use more lives. They're going to have hard times. And if they play it really badly, disaster. It might take them yonks to get through. But the ending is always the same. And that's why they said, we can't give you the details of what the next steps are because we don't know. It all depends on how the game's played. But what we can do is to tell you how it ends. And I thought, okay, well that makes it that clicks better into place for me now. I can get a sense of what that means. That yes, we don't know what's going to happen because there's how many players are in this game. I mean, it's enough when you're watching one player, then 2 players, and 3 players. But what about perhaps 7 billion players? Although I don't believe that number. Or 8 billion, whatever it is now. But a fucking lot. there's a lot of players and they've all got their own little controls and they're all doing their own thing. Can you imagine trying to predict what's going to happen? But you do know how it's going to end. And they know how it's going to end. And they said it with such confidence. Yes, we've seen the end. That's why we came. That's why we can tell you with great certainty that there's great hope. And that we're in the Great Awakening. But quite how it plays out, who knows? Let's see. How long it takes to get to the end, I don't know. But that's why. That's why, and I think that's why if you do predict something, we're getting better at predicting because the game plan is the same. Their playbook's the same. They're for the baddies. But hey, remember, the baddies have got their playbook, which is shit. However, we've got our playbook as well. And the question is, how are we going to play the game? How are the awakened people going to play the game? How are the goodies going to play the game? That's going to affect it as well. All of our focus is always on, the baddies, what they're doing. Oh my God. I think that we need to also take into account what the goodies are doing and how that's going to affect the playbook as well. Yeah. So, there you are. Let me know what you think. Does that make sense? And I love you all, and I'll see you all soon.